This video is about the War of the Third Coalition. Mainly in 1805, France and his satellite states and his southern German allies fought against the United Kingdom, Austria, Russia, Sweden and Naples. To the background, there were two coalition wars before. From both France emerged victorious, and that meant that the balance of powers have shifted. France could expand her territory to the River Rhine and expand her sphere of influence even further through daughter republics in the Netherlands, northern Italy and Switzerland. Of course, there must be international tensions. Firstly, to mention the old colonial rivalry between France and the UK, especially in the Caribbean, Mediterranean and Middle East. But also, the French expansion to the east threatened Russian and Austrian interests. Napoleon Bonaparte threatened the British with war, and then they said, "Alright mate, now we declare war on France," and that was as early as 1803. Then an incident that definitely had to lead to war. In March 1804, French soldiers abducted a royalist who was on German soil. They brought him to Strasbourg and there he was executed. Until this incident, there was the hope there will be some sort, or there can be some sort of agreement, arrangement between the old monarchies and this new France. But now the monarchs were shocked and deeply distrusted Napoleon. Napoleon himself, he crowned himself emperor of the French. Furthermore, he established the Kingdom of Italy. In fact, it was only in northern Italy, and who else should be king than himself? And now a third coalition formed, as mentioned, consisting of United Kingdom, Russia, Austria, Naples and Sweden. But the French were not alone. They did not have as powerful allies, but they were supported by southern German states. Just mentioned, state of war between the United Kingdom and the French or France was declared 1803. Napoleon recruited then an army, the Armée d'Angleterre, to invade Britain. When war was looming, he moved his troops to the east, to the River Rhine, to the French border, and the Grande Armée was formed. The Austrians invaded Bavaria, and now Napoleon moved his troops in forced marches to the east towards the Austrian forces. They met at Ulm, and it was a clear French victory. But never forget Admiral Nelson and the Royal Navy. The Royal Navy defeated the Franco-Spanish fleet at Trafalgar, and that meant British naval supremacy. And an invasion of the British Isles by the French was now definitely impossible. By the way, the Battle of Trafalgar, that is still a very important element of British national identity to this day. Back to the war. In the south, in Italy, Maréchal Masséna was very successful. He pushed the Austrian army out of Italy and now moved into the Austrian heartland. The same happened in the north. The French took Innsbruck, entered Vienna, and then there was the decisive battle, the Battle of Austerlitz, which was clearly won by Napoleon, and lots of say perhaps his best moment as a military commander. There was no other way for the Austrians to sue for peace, and it was for the Austrians very tough peace of Pressburg. After that, the war continued. If you will, the main war was over, but the French continued to conquer the Kingdom of Naples, which should remain under French dominance until 1815. The consequences. Again, territorial changes. The Napoleonic Kingdom of Italy gained Venice, Istria and Dalmatia from Austria. Bavaria gained Tyrol and Vorarlberg. Württemberg gained the Habsburg territories in the southwest of Germany. The Kingdom of Naples, as just mentioned, remained under French dominance until 1815. Furthermore, Napoleon established more satellite states, the Kingdom of Holland and the Grand Duchy of Berg. This war also meant the end of the Holy Roman Empire. The Confederation of the Rhine, German princes in this confederation, led by the French, left the Holy Roman Empire, and Francis II abdicated his title of Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire in August 1806. And what should follow? Of course, another war, the War of the Fourth Coalition. That now was the war of the Third Coalition in 5.